sponsor a Gambian girl through Sagg Foundation. We are placing girls on the path to success through education. Our aim is to realize a Gambia where every girl is given equal access to education to reach their full potential. This is how we do it through our model of affecting generational systematic change. This is Amy. She is not in school, an underprivileged girl excluded from school due to lack of financial support. The Sagg Foundation enrolled her into school, and she is equipped with all the essential resources to have a quality education. Amy is now making a difference in her community. Amy is now contributing towards the generational systematic change. Education changes everything for a girl.
asalaamaaleykum mbokk yi maa ngi leen di nuyu yéen ñëpp seen tur ak seen sant di leen jaar bu baax a baax fu waaye mën a nekk si àddina ñu ngi lay jaar bu baax a baax comme niñ ko dee defee rek fii ci Elite Media di dalal ay gan nag tey nag man am suma gan yu màgg yi man gan yu màgg laa leen a ooyee kooku ñu am beti ci plateforme bi tey mu nekk mbégte parce que bii mooy first time am fanaa Anita moom mus nañoo dégg voice am si Elite Media mus na moo dugg Elite Media ma am Betty ak Anita yëpp nag ci Elite Media fii tey ci waxtaan bu nga xam ne lu am solo la surtout ci jàngu xaleel kon nag ma bàyyi leen ñoom ñu nuyoo suñu nuyoo ba pare nag ñu daal di ko jëlee foofu noonu Anita dañoo start dañ ko jëlee alphabetical order A la ba pare ñu dem ci bii Anita ñu bàyyi la nga nuyoo su ko defee Betty daal di nuyoo nag ñu daal di continuer suñu waxtaan bi tey.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm Annetta, sometimes called Anita, sometimes called Titita, but they're all my names anyway. And we're here today to talk about Sponsor a Gambian Girl and its operation. And we're saying hello to you all, everyone that's watching, and hopefully we'll have a fruitful discussion. Yeah, just to create more awareness about the things that we're doing. Thank you so much.
Well, Anita, dama la bëgg a laaj na léegi angale queen bi la ñoo laaka na olof yi naka baro bi la ñoo laaka ban nga jël ci lal benn rek ma jël fa rek ju dem boobu ga
I think we can start with English for now, and then if we need to go into any local language, we can.
All right, thank you very much. Betty, welcome on board then. I'll let you introduce yourself and then we'll take it from there, Betty.
Thank you so much, Farmata. My name is Betty Marong. I'm one of the board of trustees of Sponsor Gambian Girl, and I'm also the rep for Norway, representing Sponsor Gambian Girl in Norway and all its activities here. I'm very happy that you're giving us this platform, Farmata. We have been raising awareness about Sponsor Gambian Girl on Facebook and with our families and friends, but coming onto a network like yours is very helpful for us, so we can reach both those but those beneficiaries that we are looking for, and also sponsors, because we need many of them. So I'm looking forward to the discussion.
Hopefully we'll have them on board. Anyways, it's long overdue. I think we had this discussion, me and Anita, a few months back, and it didn't happen. I think last year, Anita, if I'm not lying, I think we were supposed to do something last year, and it didn't happen. Yeah. I came back to you guys this year, and the thing is, it's not even you guys who keep approaching me. I keep approaching you guys and then cancel on you guys, and that looks really bad on me. It looks like this girl is not serious. She keeps coming and then going back. But yes, since we will be talking about education, especially for sponsoring kids and stuff like that, I think the first thing we need to do is to know the background of the two of you. I think that's the most important thing, and why it is very important to you that it's sponsoring the kid to have a better education is good. So Anita, let's start with you. Let's have a little bio about you. Tell us who you are. Of course, Molibi Saboti, tell us who you are. Anita, listen to this. You're hungry, you know what I'm like. We have seen it before. You writing about your salary and all that. So we know that you have a good job and you are educated, but you have to give us the bio. Tell us who is Anita, educational background, where you know, Gambia, we want to know Anita Gambia, Anita UK, we want to know everything, Anita. Come on, bring it on.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Gambian, of course, born and bred. from Banjul, and so I went to Bethel Nursery School, Albion Primary, Methodist Academy, and then St. Joseph's High School. And yeah, so after my first job I was a teacher. My first job. I was a teacher at Marina International.
Okay.
And then a teacher at Sibek. So I was the teacher to Fatu Kamara's son, Haruna Drame, and Mama Ringer's sons, Papi Sar. Yes.
Okay.
I was their teacher.
Hang on a second. Anita, how old are you? You look like you're 18. So how can you teach kids that are also 18? What happened there? Tell us.
Well, I've got a good genes. Yes, they were my students. Yeah.
Okay.
And but I'm still young. Yeah. And then I came to the UK, and but I didn't go into teaching when I came to the UK. I always wanted to do marketing. I always wanted to do marketing, but I know I was using that as a route to do something that I always had a vision on doing. I know whatever the case is, one day I will return back to being a teacher or lecturer, whatever it is. That's what I'm working towards. So I came here in the UK. So I studied at university. I did tourism, marketing, and then for my undergraduate, then for my postgraduate master's, I did marketing communications. That's how I started an internship with a German company, Bosch and Siemens. I'm there now. So right now I'm a digital manager there. So in charge of UK and Ireland. So we do their marketing. And well, it was actually at this company that the Sagg Foundation actually took off. This company I'm working at right now, Bosch and Siemens. So there was once, What's on Gambia, they posted a family that needed support about 5-6 years ago. They posted about a family that needed support because the mother passed away. There were about 5 brothers and a girl, you know. So, and I saw the post. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can support one of the boys, you know. So I got in touch with them. I said, okay, I want to support one of the boys. And then after doing that, I looked at myself. I said, it's only one girl, and you're supporting the boys and leaving the girl. So I called them again. I said, no. Can I change? I changed my mind. I'm going with the girl, you know. So that's how it started. So I started sponsoring that girl. Her name is Fatumata. You know, they live in Brikama somewhere. They live in Brikama. So she used to go to the public government school. So I transferred her to a private school, you know. And that was about.
Let me come back to that later.
Yeah.
Because I think you're jumping the guns here.
Okay.
So when I come back, I'm still going to ask you, how did it all
Yeah.
start? And then, listen to my platform. I ask the questions before you answer.
Okay. So that's, yeah, in a nutshell.
Don't mind her. She's so excited, and I'm excited too. I think that's why it's going to like. But
she's very passionate about girls' education in general, but girls' education.
Yes. All right. Sorry, Anita, that I had to cut you there because come on,
That's okay.
you leave me no choice because I won't be able to ask any questions because Anyway, Betty, give us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about you, Betty. Like education, back home, and whatever you want to throw in, we will take it.
I want to start where Anita started with. Of course, I am also born and raised in Banjul. Very proud of it. I went to many different schools before I actually started school. So my introduction, my grandparents are both teachers. So my introduction into education started way before I was 3 years old at Pirang, where my grandma was on postings. So I was together with her, teaching primary 2 with my oversized uniform, sitting in primary 2, learning. That's where it started. But when the age came for me to get into nursery school, I was transferred back to Banjul. I first went to, I'm pretty sure the name of the nursery is called JC5 Nursery. It's no more, but after that I joined St. Joseph's Nursery, and then I went to St. Joseph's Primary, which is called a Roman School, what was called Roman School. After Roman,
well.
You did?
Yes, I did, but I'm older than you, so I was there before you. Hey. Okay.
That is funny. I went to Roman and I was there for 6 years. And I went to Gambia Methodist Academy. So we were the first batch of Gambia Methodist Academy.
Okay.
And I went there for all grade 7 to grade 12. And that's when I moved to Norway after my grade 12. And I studied here a little bit because my degree from Gambia, of course, needed to be polished according to the Norwegian system. So I had to go to school here for a couple of years to get to university. And then I studied accounting and audit, started working for 2 years, and then did my master's also in accounting and audit. So I worked as an external accountant with an audit firm for 9 years before I now moved on to working as an accountant in another firm. So that's my career in a nutshell for
Okay.
education of
Wow. To my viewers, you see, it is really good. It's a good start because as you guys can see, their background goes together hand in hand with the foundation they're trying to build. Because if you sit here and tell me you want to do this foundation and you want it to be big, you want a continuity and all that, you have to be connected in that way. And that's why I'm asking this question. And I'm glad that we got that from you guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that no one who hasn't got the education that you guys have got should, build a foundation or do anything that is to do with charity or anything that is to do with education. But it is good to have someone who's, who have this kind of background that you guys have. Then you will know the meaning of why it is very important for somebody to be educated. Anyway, thank you very much once again to have you two on board, you two beautiful, intelligent ladies on board. Anyway, let's go back to Nita. Nita, Khalil, no need for me to ask you the question. How did it start? Khalil.
Yes, so as I was saying, so with the What's on Gambia, so they posted this, so I chose the girl, and she was attending the government school around her area there in Brikama. So I transferred her. She's now in a private school. She's now in primary 6. So I started her from primary 1. She's now in primary 6. And so I was sponsoring her for up to that time. But I didn't tell anyone about it. I didn't say anything to anyone. I know I had this desire to start something, but I just like, okay, let me just sponsor her. And that was it. So I was sponsoring her. And then one day, my work, where I work, this German organization, they had we had a coffee date. They came up with an idea that, all the employees that work there, we necessarily don't meet each other. We don't know each other. We're just in our department. So they're starting something called coffee date. So you can go on a date with somebody that you don't know or you don't meet, something like that. So I put my name forward, say I want to go on a coffee date with the marketing director. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
So I was eyeing the big stuff, So
why not?
And then,
I would have done the same.
Exactly. So, but after two days towards the event, they said, "Oh, sorry, Annetta, the marketing director has not entered to take part. But would you like to go on a date with Lisa?" I said, "Okay, that's fine. That's okay." So Lisa is this German lady. She's from Munich. So, but we don't interact. But she's in the HR department. So on the coffee date, we went for the coffee date. We sat there. We're having conversation to know each other and everything. And then for some reason, the conversation turned to charity work and to doing some good in the world.
How did it end up there? Did Lisa ask you if you wanted to do charity, or how did it? Yeah.
So Lisa told me she went to Madagascar. So she went to Madagascar to go and do some charity work there. But Madagascar, they speak French, and it was very difficult for her to communicate because she speaks German and English. I said, well, you can come to Gambia. We speak English. You can come and do charity work there. And then we were speaking about how, so much injustice in the world and what's going on and everything. I said to her, well, you can't change the world, but if you want to make one small change, I mean, that's a contribution that you're changing something. I said to her, for me, I am currently sponsoring a girl in the Gambia. And I've been sponsoring her now for 5 years. I think this is okay to make a change. She was like, can you find me a girl to sponsor? You know?
Just like
Yeah.
that.
Just like that. They say, oh, can you find me a girl? I said, yeah, of course I can find you a girl. That's how it started, seriously. And then she went and told everybody. You know, I was working in that company. I never told anybody. She went and told the whole company. You know, that's how it started.
Thank you, Lisa. Wherever you are in this world, thank you very much, Lisa. We really appreciate that because you see, sponsor a girl, it's gone bigger and it's gonna go bigger and better anyway, inshallah. Anyways, Betty, what is your role? And when did you join this? What do you guys call it again?
Sponsor Gambian Girl. You can say Sagg.
Sagg, yeah, you call it Sagg. So I was gonna say Sagg. Bukuma wana wa Sagg, mota mane Sagg. Nga fan yep Sagg ak suñu xel bi be bala maa ne Sagg su ko defee ñu ne Fatmata toj na fi nag so Sagg, okay.
Well, what has sponsor a Gambian Girl? Pour nit ñi dem Google ko.
Waaw boobu dafa xala gudda waaw okay xanaa loolu tax ma di ko wax. Okay guys, sponsor a Gambian girl. Sponsor a Gambian girl. Sponsor a Gambian girl.
Wow.
All right, let's go.
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure it was at the end of 2018 when I was actually in Gambia on maternity leave with a lot of time on my hands and on a lot on Facebook, and I saw Annetta posting about this sponsor Gambia. Annetta, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was when the organization was launched, right? Around that time.
Yeah, started kind of thing. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Prior to that, did you guys knew each other or no? All right, Karen, it's getting interesting.
So I just added a lot of had a lot of people on Facebook, and she was one of them. So of course, I have donated to or been like a sponsor to using organizations, international organizations like what do you call them? SOS. I have sponsored people, but SOS doesn't have any direct sponsors from Norway, at least, to Gambia. So I ended up sponsoring a Senegalese girl. I sponsored UNICEF. It's not the same. So when I saw this one pop up and it was sponsor a Gambian girl, I got very interested. And then the way it was presented seemed to me as a very low threshold way of starting something. It wasn't complicated. It was as simple as we will find the girl and link them up with the sponsor, and the sponsor can decide to just sponsor. So we're just creating that network of linking girls with sponsors just to get as many girls as possible into education. I immediately fell in love with the idea, and I contacted Annetta. I don't know if I waited until I came back in January to Norway or I did it while I was in Gambia, but I contacted her. And at first I think I said I wanted to sponsor a girl. I'm not sure, but I also asked, and then she asked me if I wanted to be in the conversation. This happened probably in a week or two or more, but she asked me to be a part of the board of trustees, which I couldn't say no to, of course. And then I asked her if I could create a branch of Sponsor a Gambian Girl in Norway, because I have experience in that. I'm conversant in how to create an organization and get that paperwork in line in Norway. She was like, go for it, it's yours. Very open, very inviting. The moment, I took the first step, of course, but then she just took the chance and got me in where she thought I was needed. I really appreciated that. Annetta wasn't guiding this in any way jealously like you would think someone would. Yeah. She was very trusting. She was very trusting in at least of me, and gave me a lot of ownership of Sagg the moment I contacted her. So I appreciated that, and that makes working with her very rewarding, because it wasn't about Annetta. It's not about Annetta, it's about the girls, it's about Sponsor a Gambian Girl.
Okay, cool. So Annetta, before we go any further, because I want to know how serious this is, and team, of course, how did it come about? You having a team, or how did you handpick the board members, and when did you take it seriously, and why did you take it very seriously and not say, okay, let me just carry on sponsoring a girl and not make it into a foundation, out of a foundation, if you know what I mean? Am I making sense?
Well, yes. So, this thing about inspiring girls, supporting girls, doing something to make a contribution has always been in me, It's always been a dream. It's just that at the time, I didn't know how it is going to how is it going to come about. I just did not know, but it has something that's always been in me. Because I remember when I was doing my master's, we did a charity campaign for Plan UK. So this is a charity that supports girls in all over the world. So I had to do a charity campaign for them. So all these little things were preparing me for what I'm doing today. When I look back, I was like, yeah, now I know why I had to do all those things. So when Lisa came on board and she went and told the entire organization, we have we have over 1,000 people, and our organization is worldwide.
Wait. You have over 1,000 people sponsoring kids.
No. I mean over 1,000 people in the organization.
All right, in the organization. Okay, where you are. Okay, fine.
Yeah, so she went and told all those people, and it was in our HR newsletter, in our HR newsletter, they put it in there. And so people were approaching me, yeah, we want to sponsor girls and stuff. I was like, okay, this thing has to be properly registered now. It has to be properly set up. We have to have things and, mechanism in place. And we didn't want to go through all the, red tape of having administration here and there. We just made it simple. Like if we connect you with a girl, 100% of your money goes to the girl. And we would even much like it if you have a direct communication with the girl and her family. So we wouldn't have to go through all this administration thing, once you're having your update. So that's how it came about. So I had it in my head that I needed a team. At the time, I didn't know how to set up this team and everything. So I started inboxing people that I know are very active in sort of, giving back in Gambia, saying, well, I have this idea. Can you come and join me so we can set up a team? So, as always, some people will say yes. Some people up till today, they haven't responded, but that's okay. I like the fact that they did not respond, So, so that's how we got this team together. So we have a board of trustees, about 7 of us now, 7 board of trustees, or 8, if I'm not mistaken. So that's how we came together and just, put structures in place. So we are registered in Norway, like Betty said. So at the moment, we are in the process of registering in Germany because Lisa, my colleague, has gone home to Germany now. So she's gone back home. So she's doing the registration for Germany as we speak. In the UK, we could not register because we need to have certain amount of money in our charity account. And we don't want to do all these things that charity do. But one day we would register with the UK so we can have more benefits that charity have. And we are looking to expand in other EU countries and in the United States, hopefully in the near future, very soon. But yeah, that's how.
What do you mean by saying you don't want to do the same thing as other charities do?
So, the pain point for people that are giving their money to charity is by the time the money goes to the beneficiary, it's like in pennies. By the time they pay their executive, they pay all their staff, they do all their paperwork, admin, the money that actually goes to the beneficiary is minute. So for us, one of the things that people really like about us is that knowing that, some other charities, what they do, they put a pool of money together and then distribute it to the children. Okay. We don't have that. We don't have a pool of money.
Okay.
You are sponsoring a girl. That's 100% of your money goes to your designated girl, and that's it. Like that.
Okay.
So that's what people really like. Yeah. So that's what we mean.
All right, Betty, come on.
Yes, I was just gonna say we are also registered in the Gambia. That's where the organization's main registration is.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So and come on.
Yeah, and I was gonna just reiterate what Anita just said about because I have been following the debate, at least in Norway, with regards to these non-for-profit organizations that work for charity. And most of the critique that they get is, or if they ask for funding, people focus on how much is going to admin, because people don't want their money going to administration, like Anita mentioned. So that's also one of the things that drew me to sponsor a Gambia Girl, when it was very clear that there's no admin, because all of us, all the trustees, are working on 100% voluntary basis for the organization. So everyone that has ever done anything as part of the trustees for Sponsor a Gambian Girl is doing it on 100% voluntary basis. So we are getting rid of that kind of cost of administration, paying someone to do all these things.
Okay. All right. Betty, how do you guys find these girls, or how do they find you?
So I guess Anita can also come in, but it's in different ways. So some would contact, because based on word of mouth, so someone has been sponsored and they will link you up with say, contact these people, contact Anita most of the time. I have also identified, particularly myself, identified an area that I know, because I have family members that live there that have, quite low-income households, where we have sent people to go in the compounds and check for the girls, because most of the girls, we realize, were not in school because their parents could not afford it. So we have done that in low-income areas, where we have actively gone in to look for girls that are not going to school, to get them into school. That's part of the strategy that we have employed. We have also, like if you're sponsoring a girl, and we know that they have siblings or younger siblings, so you also follow up with that family to make sure when the younger siblings are of age, just to make sure that we capture girls wherever we can.
Can I just come in a little bit?
I guess Anita also has more experience with that also, than me, because she already had a list of girls when I came in, but this is how I have done it when I came in.
Okay. Anita?
Yes, so we have a criteria.
Well,
So
Anita,
we go for girls that are...
Yeah, before I forget this, can I just throw this in? You know the perception that people have of foundations or charity or whatever you call it, differs, because a lot of people think, okay, there is some hanky-panky in this, and some people think, okay, this is straightforward. Now, it's just a question. I just want to know, to satisfy our brains, like, okay, because some people will have this foundation, and they call it foundation, but basically it's like funding family members. Are you guys doing it that way, or is strictly from the outside, or do you get your family members involved? Because we're all from Gambia. We all have family members who are very poor. So I'm just asking out of, curiosity.
I'm glad you asked that question, and I think it's important. Sorry.
Okay, go on.
I think it's important that you're asking these questions. If people are asking it, it's important that you ask these questions to us. The organization, like I told you, has board of trustees coming from different families and different backgrounds. So we don't necessarily have any of our processes that are not approved by those board of trustees. Okay. So and especially if there are special cases, so if we don't just randomly get contacted, if we get contacted by someone, we do our due diligence. So we have an administrator in Gambia who ensures that that person's story is okay or whatever, or who they are related to. So those things will be figured out. But I can assure you that, at least as far as I am concerned, no girl on that list of almost 100 or more is any of the members of the people in Sponsor a Gambian Girl. I don't know how else I can guarantee people that, besides just telling you that. And that's very important for us, our credibility. All the members in that board of trustees work in jobs where credibility is very important, including myself as an accountant. So I wouldn't involve myself in anything that will compromise my credibility. And I'm sure that's the same for every member of that board of trustees.
It's not a bad thing to even do if you guys have to do that. but it's just fair to ask that kind of question because some people do that.
Of course.
We're in a crazy world, so people can do that. We will come to that later on in this interview where I will ask you questions about why do you think you guys will be different from the other ones, because we know there are fake ones around. So I mean, Anita, if you can come in before we lose what we were talking about, before we lose that part
Sure.
of, do you scout girls or how do they come to you?
Okay, so we have criteria when we started, and we still maintain the criteria. So we are going with girls that are orphans, with no parents. We're going with girls that have never been to school, out of school girls, and the reason why they are not in school is because of financial reasons. We are girls that are in school doing very well, but they are on the verge of maybe dropping out because of financial support. They lack it, that sort of thing. So these are the areas that we go for. And also girls are in areas where girls' education is frowned upon. It's not like valued, kind of thing. So those are the criteria that we have. And so we stick to that criteria. And like Betty said, our administrator in Gambia goes into the homes to go and do the due diligence to find out who are these girls, who where they came from, and just to check the background and to let us know. And then we take all the all the facts and the details to our board of trustees, and then we make a decision is being made there. Of course, it's Gambia. Everybody knows everybody. A friend that you once lived in the same neighborhood will say, nyom Anita, they know I'm foundation, haram smadombi. And so in that case, I would tell the trustees, I know this person, we lived in the same street, so these are the information. So the board trustees will check it and will say, okay, we can go ahead, even though you know the person, but they are in need. All you do is know because you're in the street, something like that, and then you go ahead. But you make it plain that you know them, and then there is no hide and seek,
Okay.
If I may just add one more thing. Sorry, I know it's your interview.
No, it's okay.
I just wanted to add one more thing, which is, I think, very crucial. So we do find the sponsors, but we encourage that the sponsors have direct contact with the families. So if you're having contact with people, we don't have any control of what is being discussed. So the people that are sponsoring are very secure of who the money is going to in that sense. At least that's giving us a comfort in the fact that we're very transparent about the way we work, especially towards the sponsors. And you can also see our Facebook page that we are on the oversharing end of things, actually.
Okay. How do you run the foundation in terms of money coming in, like governance and the structure of it? How do you?
Should I say something?
Do you want to go for that? Yeah.
Yes. So we have the board of trustees, and some of the members of the board of trustees have like admin roles. So we have a treasurer who is none of us, neither me nor Annetta, because we are currently the two people administering, like let's say, sponsor points. So she's administering UK and other countries around the UK, and I'm administering Norway and the bank account in Norway, and we have sponsors from Sweden and around. So I am responsible for the bank accounts in Norway, but we do have a routine where we send monthly bank statements to the treasurer to review all the transactions in the bank at that particular month, and he keeps a record. So that's someone who's totally different from both of us. We have an account in Gambia that's available, open to both, all have access actually to it to see all the transactions that are happening in that bank account. In terms of transferring funds and giving approval for funds and how funds are going to be used, when it comes to the girls' school fees, those are routine, so those are paid directly, and we know that the money is going directly to the school fees of the girl. What we don't do is that we don't give parents money to pay school fees, so that's why we have a volunteer administrator in Gambia who does the running around to pay school fees. Where there is no school fees, the money is used to buy school uniforms because their government schools don't have that much of school fees, and buy the necessary needs. And she would go to the market, buy those things, provide us with receipts on everything that she does. So we are sure that the money flowing from the sponsors to the bank and going to the Gambia is going to exactly what we have approved that the money is going.
Do you want to add to that, Anita, before I bring some? Do you want to add to that?
So it's very important. It's very important. We can electronically trace all our transactions, you know, from the money entering an account in the UK to us sending it to the Gambia to then our administrator paying it. The good thing is most school in the Gambia now, you pay fees in the bank account. You don't go to the school and pay it.
Yes.
So which is very good. So our administrator goes to the bank, pays it, and then takes the receipt to the school, and another receipt is issued. So all those paper trail, we have it, you know. So if anyone to come back in 10 years' time to say, show us receipts of where the money went, we give you receipts, you know. And there is one lady that I worked with. She actually commended us for that. She said, I really like the fact that I get receipts. With other charities, you don't get receipts. We send them receipt to say, this is where your money has gone. And she really said, yeah, that she was very comfortable. She really loves that. So we have paper trail for everything. Yeah.
Okay. And so far, how many girls have you got?
We have now over 100 girls, maybe 100 and about 20, 30 girls we're sponsoring. 110.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's 80 in the UK, right?
Yes.
And 30, 40 in Norway. Sorry, 120. You're right.
120.
Yes.
That is huge. That is huge. That is really good. So
But we wanna grow bigger.
Of course, we're gonna grow bigger. Come on, you're in my platform now. We're gonna grow bigger. Anyway, after today. Anyway, you know me. Anyway, I just want to know why girls, not a mixture. Why girls, not a mixture? And is there a possibility that in the future you will think about having boys and girls? And I want to know why.
Anita, you can answer that. I've gotten that so many times.
Do you know how many inbox I get? People say, yen fiya yen gal sirek, boy tinak. Gori na we are gender bias. We are gender bias.
Okay. So how do you deal? Actually a very good question. How do you deal with that? Let people understand. Get into our minds, because I'm thinking, okay, all right. I want you to even sponsor my son. So you have to start with my son. So you have to get into my mind. Why you sponsor my son, but you sponsor Venus? Now you have to tell me.
Yes. Like I said, it started with, the girl Fatoumata, me looking at all those boys, and let's face it, we come from a society where, the boys get it easy. Maybe it might not be easy for all of them, but society is structured in a way where the boys have the upper hand. If you go to lots of families, if a decision is being made of who to send to school, we know most family who they would send to school. And also, it's the boy. And also, when you come to also thinking about the value of girls' education in some communities, it's not that valued. So if you actually put a girl through school and the girl successfully comes out and becomes something, that would be a point where it changes people's mind to say, you know what, I would like my daughter also to go to school and to be like that person. So that's the sort of perception that we want to change. And so we decided to concentrate on the girl child for now. You never know, we might change in the future. And, because I also think that if you empower all these girls, at the end of the day, they're going to meet up with these boys in a work professional manner, in a marriage, in whatever order. They're going to meet up with these boys. So both the girl child and the boy child needs to be empowered. So somebody has to take on the role of empowering the boys,
Yes.
I totally accept. And is it a form of trying to get girls to to know that they can be equal to guys and they shouldn't feel marginalized, and they, giving them that thing like of a voice, independent, the list can go on. Because, for me, from the way I see it, it's like you're trying to remove one thing that's been going on for a very long time, that thing like women have to be married, stay at home, blah, blah, blah. It's still happening. People think that it doesn't happen anymore. Yeah. It is still happening. So is that part of your idea to give girls this?
Fatimata, research has shown that women, when they go into work and everything, they spend 90% of their income in the house. 90%.
95.
And men don't.
95, 95.5.
They spend it in the home. And also, a girl child that is educated up to high school is less likely to have a malnourished child. You know, all these things. I mean, the benefits of educating the girl child is just, I cannot sit here and put them into words. Because if you take it from me, my experience, the reason why I'm able to do what I'm doing is because I was given the chance to go to school and to get the sort of confidence that I have to do what I'm doing. I'm less likely to be abused, the chances of a man abusing me is less, it's not, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's less likely to happen. So all these things, education to me is the key that can remove all this gender-based violence. It can reduce it. We can have a healthier society, a healthier home. We can have more socio-economic power. And, when a girl is being educated, at least they know that they can go for help somewhere. They have the mind to do something. But if you're not, to me, a girl that is not educated that's it. Your spark has been off. It's been set off for life. You'll be sitting in a gathering and they're discussing about you and you can't even say anything. You have no say. And it's you that we are discussing about, So that's the thing. Maybe
you know what? Yeah, come to think of it. Yeah, in my younger days, you see, education is very important because what you said have just triggered something. I remember many years ago, hey, Nini will hold me to this one. I dated this guy. He was very, very intelligent. Very, very. If I'm saying intelligent, you know what I'm talking about. You guys are very intelligent, so you know the smart guys. And you know when a guy is very smart, oh boy, he doesn't go dinner places where he's gonna meet someone who's not as smart as him. So I was he invited me out with his friends. Trust me, come and see. I hear accountant language, lawyer's language, everything, and I was just sitting there, being afraid to be asked, what do I do for living? And I'll just have to sit there and say, oh, I have a salon somewhere in Coventry and it's a small one. So I was praying to God that these people don't ask me. But knowing me, Fatmata Sansebirek, so they were so concentrated on, oh, your eyelashes, your this, your that, and nobody really asked me. And it is very important because you never know when you become, when you get into a relationship with someone who is very intelligent and he takes you somewhere and you cannot even, you won't be part of the conversation.
Yes,
it reduces you. You won't be able to eat because when you're eating, you are thinking about, is the question coming soon? Is somebody going to ask me something? And look,
I just thought I would just come in there, not to comment on your date, but to comment, to comment on the fact that, of course, I know our education system is set up with like so many tests, so girls and boys as well get written off quite early. So we are very aware of that. I think education, personally, I think education has many forms. So those are the people that do the academics, like we did. God blessed us with the know-how to do well academically. But there are some people that are successful in their own right, doing very well, and academically they wouldn't have succeeded. So I think when we look at education, we look at it in a very holistic way. I'm pretty sure Annetta has who has experience in teaching and knows the teaching field, also shares this dream that I know Gambia should focus not only on putting kids through school to follow the academic path, but also think about the vocational training part. So if a boy goes all the way, because right now they can fly all the way to grade 9 without any major examination. But if they come to grade 9 and you figure out that academically this kid has not been doing very well, they need to have options. So maybe they want to open a salon, and people that are in the salons for matter are making lots of money.
Now, but then I'm talking about many, many years ago when I just came to England. Then it was difficult because it's like, all right, it's not about me, so let's focus on this. Yeah,
okay. But I'm just saying. I mean, I know if I call a plumber now to help me fix something, I'm wondering why are you charging me so much, because they get paid a lot. I mean, carpenters, and those are very noble things, vocational training that we can still give our kids, and Gambia needs them. I mean, if I talk to people who are doing construction, all they tell me is, I had this person who is not Gambian doing this for me, this person who is not Gambian. Our youths are there and they need this training. I mean, we have very academically smart youths that are in the university, that are still there doing things, but we also need to think about the ones that are more gifted with the use of their hands and other ways than the book. That's also very important, I think.
All right. I'll throw something in before we go very far. Do you have parents that come, because I know that you have someone there in the Gambia who goes and pays the school fees, buy everything that is necessary, but do you have parents that come to you and say, all right, we need more, we need extra, because we need to buy them lunch, we need to buy this? I'm just asking, just for curiosity's sake.
How do
you control that? How do you control that?
Yeah. No, but you can't blame people for asking. I think even me, suma demon talk suma office, suma boss, ma gis ne ken am na bonus. Sañ naa dugg sa office ba laajte ndax man tam mun naa am si bonus bi. Even though xam naa defuma dara lu ma ko deserve loo. There's nothing wrong with asking. But dafa des si ñun naka la ñoo handle loolu. So we communicate very clearly. Annetta has taught me that. That even, let's say you get a sponsor, because we can get into that later. The minimum sponsor is 10 pounds, 100 krona. So let's say the sponsor, afford. So he pays 10 pounds, 1 krona. 100 krona, sorry. So don't get them public school. Nga decide, hey, I'm not sponsor to Bab. Nga yobu ko private school, will cost 12,000, 17,000. There's a good enough government school. I mean, okay, dinañ la mëna jox 6,000 bi pour fay lolu lu ci def ya ko lijante sa bop. So we are very clear in our communication, very open in the way. I mean, of course, if it is let's say if there is a high school that is very good and the child is very bright, and that will give her like a better chances, you try to put together sponsors, but not because some people will take their nursery school kids to private schools, charging very much. I mean, I personally don't see the, let me stop at that.
You can bring waxal rek na doral mu dal rek xam nga yéen baax na ñu xam si
dama dee wonder rek some of the I mean, I'm sure nursery education is very important, but no kid needs to be paying $8,000 for nursery school. I'm sorry.
See, it's good to say that. I mean, we can have another debate about it. It's, I like you guys being here, and I'm sure I'm trying to organize many debates as I can. I'm having one on Sunday to see how people feel, and then from there we'll take it from there. And this is one good thing. We can come back and talk about this. It's I feel the same way too. I think it's very unnecessary, and it is very ridiculous nowadays how much they charge even in high schools, even the private sector and stuff like that. I think it's a rip-off sometimes, because your child is in that school, but they're not getting as much as in education-wise, they're not getting as much as the government school and other schools out there. So I mean, we'll come to that another time. We'll save it for another time. But anyway, do you come across families that when you approach them and tell them that we want to educate your child and they refuse? Have you ever come across a family like that? Like, I'm not yeah, parents,
No.
they don't believe in girls' education. Have you ever come in contact with problems like that?
I mean, Anita can speak for herself, but I haven't. I can give you an idea in Joshua and Ibo Town. We just went to a couple of compounds and started, and then the word went around, and then the house where they were supposed to, the house where one of the people that were helping us recruit live, the girls just came without parents, running in. Dama buga dem school man tamit. Dama buga dem school man tamit. Many of them, buñ xamé, and their parents were happy when they, hey, ki mo sop, hey, wow, nga ko dimbale mu dem school. Their parents, they didn't send their girls to school for lack of not wanting to. It's just that if you don't have the resources, you can't. I mean, if you're struggling to eat, then school is probably not on the top of your priority. So my experience has been actually enthusiasm.
But are you guys prepared for that? Because do you know that the bigger you go, you guys are going to go up country and you're going to come in contact with parents like that. I know I don't want my daughter to get, to go to school. They have their own mentality. Obviously, this is going to happen. But are you guys prepared for that? What would you do if that happens?
We are already in the up country. We sponsor from Banjul to Basse. And we are in every area in Gambia, lady. In every area in Gambia, we are in there now. And so far, we haven't come across that resistance yet. That we don't want, because we want to get into those resistance area, at least to pick somebody out of there and make that person an example, so everybody else will see that, I would like my child to be like this girl because she's going to school and she's doing so well. So we haven't come across that yet.
I think that's very important what you said, Anita, because an example is always the best thing. You see now, the reason why I think parents are very excited about girls' education, you can just kid them Dutch. Don't be jigen mo fa amé. They see that. Suma dom bi jigen bi moma teral, suma dom bi jigen bi moma sampal nek, suma dom bi jigen bi. And Gambian parents, they like that, an example. And then they will think, am na ñenenti dom yu góor, waaye jigen li ñoo def tam góor yaa ko raw na lu góor yi di def. That will give them actually.
They're proud to say next suma dom bi dafa am certificate, dafa am degree, dafa am lead. Most are proud to say that nowadays. Yeah,
I think so. But on your question about if we met resistance, I would say we will be very respectful because every parent is responsible for their children. Unfortunately, it is not illegal unless it is illegal it is illegal in the Gambia to keep children from school. But that's not our place as a foundation to force people to go to school. To be quite honest, of course, we will more use the strategy that Anita said, to have someone in the community to motivate them. Or to negotiate and convince. I'm pretty sure lu nekk waxtaan la di nga ci mën a déggoo.
Foofu laa doon jublu sax ne soo leen fa eggee ndax foofu noonu ngeen koy defee pour am that girl to have that equal chance as any other girl who is in town. Anyway, up to what grades are you sponsoring kids? Up to what grades?
Okay, buñ started, we had a plan to sponsor from nursery to high school, grade 12. We started. Yak ma dega am yaa ngi freeze.
Déedéet maa ngi laa dégg man maa ngi freeze nag xaw ma lu xew de. Yaa ngi freeze.
Waaw
yow ñëwaat nga. Betty moom gisatuma ko. Ndax yaa ngi gis Betty?
No, Betty nekku fi.
Waaw, okay, you carry on. Yes.
Waaw xam naa dina ñëwaat. Waaw. So buñ started dañu wax ne suñ plan ci parce que dañoo start from nursery ba grade 12 foo lañoo start. So duñ dugga si college, duñ dugga si university léegi dañoo xaarangum. Waaye buñ started Betty mu register foundation bi in Norway. Buñ ko register in Norway, we were also able to register with Facebook charity as a Facebook with charity. So when you start to donate for Facebook bi, we have some money coming up through the Facebook. Ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi celebrate seen birthday. You know, raise our money. Okay, we can use this money and sponsor girls in college and university. So from Lekali, we are from nursery to university.
Wow. So ñoom ñi ña demee daal am nañ njëriñ.
Wow. I'm thank you so much. You know what I mean? Wow, by university, from the study sponsor by university. But there is another one coming in. Why something else is coming in. So we will wow. So birthday fundraising be more ñu muna facilitate be munya dem best university. Dañ ko starté ben jangha Catherine mom dañ ko defaron fund me ñu fayal ko 97,000 ci university bi. So since then fofu lañ starté and we are sponsoring girls in university now. Wow.
Is there some kind of
Betty?
agreement? Hello, Betty. Are you? Yeah, Betty is back. And can you hear me?
Yes, I'm sorry. I just had to check in with my son.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Do you have some kind of agreement between Yin and a parent? Do you have some written document, written agreement, or what do you do? Is there some kind of agreement?
It's
No.
not written agreement. What children, girls that are from junior school up to university, we give them a criteria. You know, this sponsorship is what everybody would. So many people would like it. You know, so many people would like help and support. We say to them as a motivation, we'll be monitoring your school performance.
Yes,
you know,
I was going to
monitoring every time. Every time you need to send us the reports. We need to see the reports. We need to see what the teachers are saying about the students. And, you know, so this is what is motivating. Most of the mothers are so involved in their children's education that they are the one pushing their daughters to do well because they know how much the sponsorship means. So Betty can say something about that as well.
Sure. I'm sorry. I just dropped. Yes, I wanted to just add the fact that the girls, this is a very trust-based system. So when we promise someone that we have found a sponsor for you, that's the trust between us and them that we will follow through all to the end of the girls' education. So even with the sponsor, so let's say you come in and start sponsoring, we don't have any agreement with you. You're doing it on a voluntary basis. We hope that you continue to sponsor because you've already made a promise to someone and that's very important. But situations change. So let's say that person's situation changes and they cannot sponsor anymore. We are committed to finding a new sponsor for that girl. A good thing that we have now at the sponsor Gambian Girl, these Facebook fundraisers, birthday fundraisers have been very good because now we have gotten some money that's not directly linked to the girls' school fees or sponsors. So we can use on our discretion, at least from the board of trustees. So let's say there's a gap between the funding. So the one sponsor left and we're looking for a new sponsor. That girl doesn't go without fees. We have money for that. Like Annetta mentioned, university students, even though we don't sponsor university students on full time, when university students do contact us because their fees are due and they cannot take their exams, or they cannot get their results. We have raised funds on Facebook for that, or on some occasions gotten approval from the Board of Trustees to use money from the account from the Facebook fundraisers. So it is trust-based. So we are very committed when we promise someone that we are going to find a sponsor for you, then it's for life. We keep following the kid and the criteria that Annetta mentioned. But with the sponsors too, is trust-based. We trust that when Fatmata says that she's going to sponsor a girl, Fatmata would make sure that she makes space in her budget for that. But if circumstances change for Fatmata, then we'll say thank you for all the years that you have been sponsoring, and then we find a new sponsor for the girl.
Like I said earlier, we are living in a crazy world. It's the world that we live in is crazy. People do a lot of stuff. And it is hard nowadays to run foundations. It is very hard to do like GoFunds and all these things. Anything to do with collecting money, it's very hard nowadays because people have misplaced it. They have put it in the wrong box. We have seen that. We have seen that happen. So now, how do you recruit your sponsors, and how do you convince them that this is going to the right place and it's going to the right child? It is no fraud. We are for real. What do you do in convincing them?
I mean, we've already mentioned that.
So, yeah, go on, Bessie.
Go ahead, Anita. It's okay.
Okay. So, you know, this thing, when I came up with the idea, and then Betty and the team joined me and everything. You know, this thing is about money, and money is about trust. Do you know what I mean? So we came up as how can we convince people to actually part with their money? And also we are a charity with no marketing budget. We don't have a marketing budget. We don't have promotion budget. We don't have any of these things. So all the things we are doing it on ourselves using our online platforms. But you know, one thing that is very powerful in marketing is recommendation. Somebody that you have trust in, somebody that you know you share the same values with, somebody that you do everything, that person coming to you telling you, hey, I'm sponsoring a girl and this is what is happening. So those people are the one going out there recommended, you know. So all this milestone and the achievement we have made, it has been made from word of mouth. And that's why we came up with the strategy of having champions, what we call champions, the people that will represent us in their different places of work, in their organization, in different countries, that those people, because if I go to, how can I go and sell this foundation to a German person? Well, if Lisa is talking to her own German people, they know that, you know, this is credible because it's one of them, you know? So that's the strategy we came up with to recruit people. So it's Betty in Norway is telling her people in Norway, me in the UK, and several other people. So that's how we recruit people. And then we recruit, another way we gain that trust is, like I said before, 100% of your money goes to the girl. We don't want any money out of it whatsoever. I'm not interested in any money from it. 100%, we send the money, and then we give you your receipt to say, listen, this is the receipt. This is how much it is. We've paid everything, itemized, and we even post it on Facebook as well.
So you want to tell me,
to show this receipt.
So you want to tell me, out of all the money that you collect, there is nothing going to administration or anything else?
All the money for sponsorship, 100% of it goes to sponsor the girls. If you give us 100 Swedish crown today, that 100 Swedish crown goes to the girls straight away. We don't take one single butut out of it. You know? Okay. So the only, yes, it's like that. Yeah. So we don't take anything out of it. So when we just started, the administrator, it was us, the trustees, that paid the administrator in Gambia. Because, you know, the person is also working. We have a job here, but the person doesn't have a job. So we put our money together and pay the administrator in Gambia. You know, we just want girls to go to school. We just want to support them. That's why we brought this thing together. And we want as many people as possible to come and join us. Everybody that is working in the foundation is working on 100% voluntary basis. You know?
So because I see the likes of Ben Suare I see the likes of Ben Suare. He's part of the team, right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
What is his role?
And Lando, Ben is the treasurer. Treasurer.
Yeah.
Ben, in charge of overseeing all the financial stuff and the money and everything. He's in charge.
So he's watching that we are not spending the money anyhow.
I can tell he will do that. I can tell he will do that. Did you mention Lamdo is part of it as well? Lamdo? Were you gonna
yes, Lamdo is part of our team. Lamdo Bundusi, yes, is part of our team. She has a financial background and she also advises on, you know, the financial area. Also we have, of course, Betty and myself. And then we have John Paul Gomez. He's in the US. He's in the US. And he has a sort of legal background. And then we have Reverend Charles King. He's the secretary for the foundation. And then we have Modu Tahala Job that helps with publicity. And then we have Eku Grant as well. He's here in the UK. And we have Faith Cole as well as part of us. So this is the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Fatma Dakoka is about to be anyway, that's good. So far so good. Now, like I said earlier, I said I was going to ask you, why should we trust you? I know it has been in, you guys have answered that, but I still want to bring you back to it. Why should we trust you guys to give you our money to sponsor a girl for us?
But like, I think we have already answered. I just wanted to add one more thing before.
Because
Yeah, dama buga demaat si leena rek pour wax ne we don't have, like, when it comes to the admin, as Anita mentioned, we pay our admin, but we're just giving her allowance for transportation, so we don't have anyone on payroll. That's very important. Compliance.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So my background, I want to answer my question first and then I'll say yes. My background is, of course, finance. So I am not the marketer that Anita is. So even though I registered the foundation in Norway in 2019, it took me a while to get the number of people on board that we did. We got someone who is fantastic, Salima, who has a background in recruiting. So of course, marketers and recruiters are wonderful. So I just want to give a shout out to Salima. She's actually a mom I met through my son's daycare. So her daughter and my son go to the same daycare, and we get to talking. She has a husband from Gambia, a father from Senegal. And so she was very interested in the things that we're discussing, and the sponsor, a Gambian girl. And it was just one Saturday that I was coming from town together with her, with our buggies, and discussing on the train. And she just, what can I help with? Was her answer. And I'm like, oh, I need a lot of sponsors because I'm right now just waiting for people to sponsor. What should I do? Tell me what to do. And right that evening, she started sending me names. I'm not joking. And within a week, we had like 30 people on board. I mentioned this because of the trust that Anita mentioned. So if I go to people in my circle and say, sponsor a girl, I am involved in the organization, they know me. They know my credibility. If I say that you can trust something, they will do it because of the credibility I have worked out for myself. And that's very important to me. Yes. And that was the same for Salima. So she went to her colleagues. They know who Salima is. And when she says sponsor a girl, I am involved. That's all they needed to know. I am involved because I wouldn't vouch for anything. And I mentioned that all the trustees, I'm quite certain, will not include themselves in anything that would taint their credibility, because at least as far as I'm concerned, that's probably the most important commodity that I have right now, my credibility.
Mm-hmm. Good. Anita, do you want to add to
Also,
that?
yes. Also, Fatimata, there are different ways that this sponsorship actually works. You know, there are some people, it's all we do is just find them a girl, and then they do all the payment. We don't even see them. They actually pay and everything. There's somebody in the UK that is sponsoring a Gambian, you know. So we just found him a girl to sponsor, and he just transferred the money from his UK account to the bank account of the bank in Gambia where this fees is being paid, and that's it. And he just sent us a receipt to say it's been paid. That is what we want. We just want to connect. If you want, we can. If you want, we can manage the sponsorship. If you want, you can manage the sponsorship. So all we will do, we'll be checking on you to say, hey, how is it going and everything. But we don't even want the money to come to us. If you're comfortable in paying it yourself direct, go ahead and do it.
Okay. Do you keep track of all the kids that are on board? Do you check? Are you very attached to the kids? Do you know a lot about them? And yeah. Okay.
Yes, we do. You have to, the mothers, the parents have to send us updates every time. We need to get receipts, reports. We need to know how they're doing. We need to get an update from the school. Sometimes the school, there are some schools that we are in touch with. They will say, hey, we haven't seen this girl for a while, and so we have to check up and find out why, you know. So it's not something that we're just sponsoring and leaving it. We are so actively involved because we want this thing to for them to, you know, be successful. You know, we want them to get something out of it. Yeah.
And so for how long have you been? Okay.
I mean, that's also one of the things that our administrator helps with. She has contact with them. They have her number. I mean, the families. And also, as far as we are concerned, when when we had a list of girls and we had a list of sponsors, I had to personally make sure. Thank God for COVID, we were having a lockdown, so I had to make sure that I called each and every family and talked to them to get to know them before we connect them with anyone, and also just give them, because you need to give a little bit of background and say this person is sponsoring this girl. Whatever they ask, answer, be open, because you're free to talk, but please do not ask them for anything, because that might hamper the sponsorship.
Yes.
You need to say that, even though you don't know the family, because in society is like asking for something is not a big deal, because like I said in the beginning, there's nothing wrong with asking, but at the same time danga wara ham fan nga laajte kii mu ngi sponsor sa jànga bi soo ko laajee moo dafa ne kii mbaa mun naa yaaxal xale bi. So we try to have this chat. So we try to guide. That's just guiding the families to know. This person mu ngi sponsor. Why? So la buggee may mom, that's good. But bul ko laaj.
Okay.
Wow.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Do you have Gambian sponsoring kids at the school as well?
The majority are
Say that again. Sorry.
The majority are Gambians. I just wanted to know. Yes, the majority are Gambians. No.
Yes, absolutely. It's Gambians that are sponsoring the most, you know. Maybe 80% is Gambian, seriously. And some Gambians go over and above. During the MC Face school fees with it, they send like hand for new leka as well. I'm not Gambian bo hamne. Nyeti girls, the same family la more sponsor. Load of course cost $500 every time. Till of coffee.
Mashallah. That's
The
good.
Gambian.
That's good.
Wow.
Okay.
The Gambian. I'm not a dubuga mo oturam, te duma oturam. Ako wax na ma oturam. Why? Mun ko def. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you remind me, and for how long have you guys been registered, and how long have you been running?
So I think it's 2018. Yes, since 2018 and start being a fully fledged foundation since being registered in 2018 in Gambia. They did not all salutal every time. Neko, thank you so much, salutal. Swing lawyer bi, mo ñu register for free in Gambia. Defal ñu yeb dal. Wow.
That's very good. That's very good. Now, if people want to get involved, how do we get them involved? Now I'm part of the team. How do we get them involved?
So there's several ways. Go on, Betty. Sorry.
We need champions. I mean, I can say for once. So we cannot have enough champions, because those champions are the ones that will bring sponsors on board, because they will use their network to recruit new sponsors. So definitely, if you want to be the champion for Gothenburg, Göteborg, you're welcome. We also need volunteers in Gambia, but Annetta can go into more details, because she has like a fantastic vision about what she wants to do in Gambia. But we do need, I mean, we have an administrator, like I said, we have people volunteering to help with the social media account, I guess, but we still need more volunteers so we can do more in Gambia. So like I said, it is 100% voluntary base. We don't have money to pay anyone. So if you're really passionate about what we do, join the team. And yes.
Okay, guys, those of you listening.
So yeah, Betty.
Let Annetta comment.
Yes. So we want to have a champion in every city in EU countries. You know? Every EU city in the European Union, we want to have a champion there. Every state in America, we want to have a champion there. You know? And being a champion doesn't mean you have to go and stand in the street and start doing, what do you call it? Getting people, giving them leaflets. No.
Getting them sign on. No.
No. You just, where you work, you can just speak to somebody there. Yeah, your friends, your families, you just tell them about it. That's it. You spread the word. That's what a champion. Just use your voice.
I know you guys mentioned the minimum amount before. Can we say it again for those people who have just joined in? How much is the minimum? So that they will know that, you know what, you can do it. It's not much. I know we mentioned that earlier, but can we just repeat it again for those who have just come on board?
Yes,
What is the
sponsorship
minimum?
starts from £10. Yeah, sponsorship starts from £10 a month. £10 a month. So we have from 10 upwards. But everybody can do according to what they can do. We don't want anyone to do what they cannot, you know? So you choose, you tell us, okay, I would like to sponsor a girl. This is my budget. And we find a girl according to your budget range. You know, that's how, as little how it is. Or if you don't want to sponsor a girl, you can be, you know, donating any little amount you have any month or anything like that. Or you can do, if some people, there's someone at my work, she doesn't sponsor a girl, but she goes to the stationery shops and she goes to them and tells them, oh, I'm part of this foundation, I'm supporting them, would you donate stationeries? And she collects school stuff for us, you know, like that. There are different ways that people can sponsor. Of course, you can pay for a girl to go to school, but they need the resources as well to have a quality education. Maybe you can help in the resources in that area. Yeah.
I'll say hi to Omar Drame. He has a question here. I know he has missed the point where we mentioned how many girls we have on the scheme. So he wants to know, how many girls do you have on the scheme? Hello, Omar. Mwoki Betty Marondi.
Hi, Uncle Omar. So we have like Anita and I mentioned, 80 in the UK and 40 in Norway. And geographically, I mean, in the sponsors in the Norway team, the girls in the Norway books at least, are being sponsored mainly from Norway and Sweden, and that's thanks to Salima, who has connections from Sweden. So the way we get the money paid is of course we have a bank account in Norway that people can pay indirectly, but we also have this mobile money payment system called VIPS in Norway. So people also use that to pay for their, either you want to pay monthly or how frequent you want to pay. We also have PayPal. So the PayPal makes it possible for people to pay cross-border. So from Sweden, they can pay to Norway. So we've made it, I mean, technology has made it very easy for us. So we definitely do not need to be physically registered in most of the jurisdictions that we want to have champions, let's say. Not even in the US, for example, where we don't have registration right now, but PayPal makes it possible for people to either contribute or send the money directly to our account in Gambia. Anita is from UK, so she speaks in pounds. But for Norway, it's also similar. The minimum amount is 100 Norwegian krona, which, I mean, around these days is around $500. So for a year, it will be around 6,000, if I'm not doing my math wrong. And that's the minimum. I mean, that do pay for some schools, and it does pay for, especially primary school, it does cover many, but not a lot of high school. So we encourage people that can to pay a little bit more, especially for girls that are older, especially if they want to go to, if they're doing well, it's kind of an incentive for the girl too. If they're doing very well in school, and they want to go to a particular school that's probably, I don't know, $18,000 a year, then we want to find them a sponsor that gives them that. Because, I mean, just because the parents can't afford to pay for them to go to that school and they have the grades, that's kind of a shame that they don't get to go to that school. So we are quite flexible. Of course, there's a lot of judgment involved, but this is why we have the board of trustees. So we do use them a lot in these decision makings, and things are discussed. We have meetings where we discuss these things, and they're very sensible people, and we get a good feedback from them as to the right thing to do in each situation, especially the difficult ones.
Okay. So when
so 120.
120. So when one is sponsoring a girl, how often do they have to make the payment?
So we, because of the administration.
Is it per term, or is it?
You can pay as frequently as every month if you want. So what we are advertising is 100 krona a month. So you can put in 100 krona every month. But of course, you would know that will take a lot of administration, even though we're happy to do it. We encourage people to pay more frequently. So you can pay monthly, you can pay quarterly. You can pay biannually or annually. Some people do pay annually, and the money is in the bank account in no way, unless there is time for school fees. That then we transfer. We'll get the invoices for all the students, put it together, calculate how much is needed, send it to the bank in Gambia for withdrawal, for our administrator to do the school fees payment, and then we get the receipts and distribute them. So it's to answer your question, it's as frequent as you want. You can do monthly, yeah. Okay.
For instance, if one comes to you and say, all right, I've got $100,000. This is my $100,000. Boom, on the table. So how are you going to, what would you do for that person? How would you come back and say, all right, no, let me rephrase it. Okay, I bring in $100,000. What would you say to me in terms of how many people will I be sponsoring, or am I sponsoring only one person, or how does it work? Because I want to know how it works if I was to put 100,000 on the table.
No one ever does that.
You never know. Reason why I'm asking is, you see, some people will come to you and say, okay, I don't want to particularly sponsor one girl or two or three, because I don't know how much it is to sponsor a girl, because some schools, it differs. Some school will ask for this amount, the other will ask for that amount. So I put $100,000 on the table. I would be expecting you to come back to me and say, all right, your 100,000, you're sponsoring Betty, you're sponsoring Anita, so that's what I want to know. If someone was to put 100,000 on the table.
Yes, we'll definitely calculate that for you, because it's easy to kind of make an estimate of what it costs, because we don't want to, what we don't do is fix you in with a sponsor if we know it's temporary, right? So if you come with 100,000, how long will that last? So let's say there's a girl who is in, I don't know, grade 9, and then the 3 years of education will be the 100,000. Then that's a girl for you, because they'll say with 100,000. I'm just estimating here. I don't have the numbers in my head, but let's say the 100,000 would get this girl through to grade 12 with this school. That's something. So, but we can easily, come with that money, and we'll easily find you a solution that you like.
For those of you who are watching, come on, let's make it happen. Those of you who are watching, Anita, 1 minute, Anita. For those of you who are watching live, and those who are watching through the window, I can see you guys, over 100 and something are watching through the window. Now I'm pledging for these girls. Come on, I know we can do it. I know some of you can do the 100,000. Some but not the free. This is the people must see Lundawli. 100,000 is less than 2,000 pounds. 100,000 is about $2,000. 100,000 can go a long way for so many girls. 100,000 can be the education for one girl throughout, from junior to senior. So please, guys, chip in. These ladies are doing a wonderful job. They have a great team behind them. I need to come in before I start Samba Mayani.
Also, Fatimata, when a girl is attending maybe like Methodist Academy, and someone say, oh, this fees is too much. There's girls that we put 2 people are sponsoring them, Okay. So we bring 2 people, and then they will sponsor that one girl. But they would know that they are these 2 people are aware that they are sponsoring this one girl.
Pause. Anita, there's exciting news. Pause. Exciting news. We have Omar Drame who wants to donate 30 laptops to the girls. Oh! Wow! I just read that. And look at Jara. Madam Drame is running away. Why are you running, Jara?
Masama bayan ko.
Samba Mayan. Hamulo minini Samba Mayan bon. Kijo na 30 laptops.
Because this is not the first time he's done this. He's donated I just want to say thank you, because this is not the first time he's done this. He just recently, if you watched Facebook, donated to Aziz and the Banjul Boxbar project that they want to do a community center. So Omar is wonderful. Thank you so much for donating this to the girls. We will make sure that we distribute it to the girls that are most in need of this. This would have been perfect for the COVID shutdown period for the girls. So thank you so much. And Anita is smiling and think she wants to say something to Omar.
Absolutely. Maybe this can be even used to incentivize the girls that are doing very well in school. And also, Fatumata, just to say, we were planning to do our official launch in Gambia this December coming. But COVID plan, you know? So that would have been a perfect time. Yes, that would have been a perfect time to distribute these laptops in the front of every girls to say, these are the sort of things you will get if you do well in school, you know, kind of thing. Yes.
I'm having goosebumps now. Oh my God. Thank you very much, Omar. This is very, you know, thank you very much. People, those of you watching, I know you don't like to, maybe I'm sure some people watching will contact you later because Gambian bit of day banya wane bopam. Why wanna let them bopo why new len? Come on, those of you please.
Yeah, I mean the 100,000 benefit na law head na ba. But I want to challenge that we reached the 200 sponsors before the end of July. So from this program, Gaulen, Angolo Bariwood, 80 sponsors they need to egg 200, 80 new sponsors. So 80 new people that want to sponsor a minimum of £10, $10. I don't even know if that is relative. £10, 100 krona, 100 svenska, 100 danska. We're just rounding it up. A minimum, 100 euro. Anywhere you're calling, anywhere you're leaving, we can receive them.
100 euro.
Bulan mayahal.
100 euro.
Come on, guys.
You nekk Germany understanding that 100 krona nekkul benn. Foreign money nekk daal we are able to receive your money. So nothing is going to stop us. The technology has made it possible for you to send money. So 80 sponsors before the end of July.
Yes, those of you watching, come on, let's do it for our girls. 200, I know we can make it. Like I said, oh, by the way, I will come on board. I will sponsor a girl. 100 krona rek lay joxe.
Thank you.
ñuy déglu tamit, you know, we don't have to handle the money. ñu mën nga ñoo inbox rek ne utal leen ma girl, ñu utal la, pair you up, and then you can manage the sponsorship. Yow mën nga manage sponsorship sa bopa. So fekkee am nga, because some people
a lot of people don't have that time. I think a lot of people want you to carry on doing that because once you give them that time to do that, it makes them back off. Some people will do that. It will back off. So it's better to just hand it to you people. You know your stuff. You know what you're doing. 2 years down the lane, that's no joke. You know, you spoke well of the foundation. So we strongly believe it's good for our girls because at the end of the day, before this comes to this level, so definitely and on what I def before without when you do got send Harris. So yes, so yeah, if you want to do that, fine. But other than that, like I said, guys, those of you watching, man mom duga nasi, suma pare dina waha guy. So and again, you don't necessarily have to use the PayPal or put it in an account. If you have some money in the Gambia, you can call people in the Gambia, and I'm sure Anita or Betty will tell you the person to give it to in the Gambia. So don't think no. You can give that assist in the Gambia. So ñu ngi leen ñaax waaw bisi ñaax la ñu ngi leen ñaax boo leen ko mënee rek defal leen ko parce que tey su fekkee ne lii dem na ba am 2 years nearly 2 years su ma nit ñi xam naa ne Gambien bi xol bi rafet na xol bi baax na waaye foogoon naa ne tam waroon nañoo mën a passé foofu noonu ñun sa niidatuñ sa Betty challenge ñu ne pour ñu yokk ko ba mu egga 200 2 years come on soo leen ko dividé kon dafa mel ni sax mun na la ne weer bu nekk ñaari xale la ñuy sponsor so kon nag maa ngi leen a ñaax yéen suma viewers yu baax yi de all right, I have Marie Diouf, who is my sister, my cousin, my first cousin. She's going to donate 50 pounds. Thank you very much, Marie Diouf.
Thank you.
Wow, did I connect Marie Diouf? Knowing her, I know that she will do her level best. Anyway, I'm not going to say much. So Marie Diouf is going to give you guys 50. Come on, guys. Those of you watching, come on, bring it, come in, bring it 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 in. Dafa am lu ma fi bëgg suma tagget dama suma tagget man suma boppa dama am suma tagget bu ma bëgg ngeen joxe so ñëw leen waaw. Okay, so lu ma ñaax mooy comme que Betty dafa ne ñu def ko another extra 80 rek la wax, right, pour ñu lifin ngeen sponsor comme nu ko gars yi waxee rek teguñ leen lu métti des na si yéen $500 si starté leen foofu dem kaw $10, 10 euro, 100 krona, Norwegian, 100 krona Norwegian, 100 Danish krona, 100 Swedish krona. You know, it's up to you. We're not. I know that if we say £10, you guys are not gonna put £10 in. You know that cannot, cover a girl's education. But still, that's just to encourage you to about £10 and answer. So, go to sponsor a girl, you can put it into their GoFund. So every little help. Let's put normally say every little help. Yes, for some humanly, some manjara. We have Jacqueline Maxwell who is going to give you guys $100. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that. So you see, we have Jacqueline. My game, I said percent paper. Don't let me like the yoni. It is not a touch laptop. It is not no, déggal accountant bi mu ne yaa ngi ko record am na ko on record fii kenn du daw.
Naan accountant bi waaw.
ñu ko record
Betty mooy accountant bi. Betty mooy accountant bi.
Lii ñu ko record bu wari.
So mu ne remind sa viewers yi ne seen birthday yi mun nañoo use seen birthday yi ñu raisal ñu fund ci Facebook. Am nga seen birthday yi su ñoo ñëw ñu create a fundraiser, invite seen friends, seen family, seen associates. You donate through. Tamit mun nga this another way that you can support us, Yeah.
Okay. Kon dégg ngeen ko si Anita jarul sax may ko repeatat it na man su ma ko waxee dama yuuxu li ma ko mun rek ma gën koo yuuxu rek waaye li mu wax ak li ma wax yëpp dafa doon benn kon gaañi rek seen birthday si jotee te xam nañ ne man mun naa wax ne every day
birthday am na
birthdays yoo it's not coming from your pocket necessarily. Your friends will put some money in. Like if they wanted to buy you a present, they're not going to buy you that present. They'll put the £10 in towards sponsoring a girl's education. So I think that we should do that. Ba pare tamit yéen mi nga xam ne yéen a ngi Gambia comme ni ma ko waxee rek ne xam nga wax naa ne nit ki mun nga nekk si Europe bi sax nga yónnee maa ngi amee xaalis Gambia so nañ ko collecté Gambia léegi nag waxatuma foofu yéen mi nekk Gambia tamit because gis naa fi few people ñi nga xam ne dama leen xam bu baax te Gambia lañ dëkka we are relying on you people too you're in the Gambia lii ñoom Anita di def nii nekkul ne fa war a jógee ci Europe bi rek if you guys can do it too please do it and yéen a ngeen liggéey Gambia seen liggéeykaay itam waxtaanee leen ko foofu ngeen indi like we say every little help $500 soo leen ñu ko joxee baax na because at the end of the day di ngeen xam ne boo leen xamul sa xale bi ngeen a sponsor te dal nga xam ne si sa xol bi ne at least dugal nga xaalis si education yi benn nit somewhere benn xale bu jigéen somewhere so please guys we're appealing to you Anita what more do you want to say yeah Betty su ko defee affaire ci gën a rôle
Fatumata, this foundation, we have big plans for it, but we are trying to take, Yenasai Betty Mama de calm down. Mama de calm down, but man mom, to my vision before my yobu is 10 years ahead, The moment they come, ñun buga nañu am suñu own college in Gambia. Hanam suñu own college bo xamne Sagg Foundation moko tek buga nañ ko am, So that's all what we are taking baby steps for now. You have all our structures in place. Paski we are not joking when we say adult education. We are not joking. Then buga take a girl from nursery to primary to junior to senior to university, or Sueke junior to skills training. Sueke, that's the skills training route you want to take. We take you through the skills training, and then we want to be in a position where we can even help you with seed money to start your little enterprise, kind of thing. Yeah. So that is how we want to follow on the steps. Because bugulo them be yobu can be junior school or senior school nga bayi ko pa. How do you empower them further so that they can be financially empowered? That is very important. So these are all the things we have in place. But obviously, we are taking baby steps and we are growing. And we have plans and we have things that we want to do. and that will have to take us to more, maybe international levels. And another thing, we want to get into that United Nations, you know, for they draft a policy for girls' education, we want to get into that place to say, hey, you guys have been having it wrong. This is what we recommend you people do, you know?
Okay. It's good to dream big. It can happen. You never know. It can happen. Come guy rek comme ni ma ko waxee rek please ñu ngi leen a ñaax bañu loo leen mën a joxee rek bëgg nañ ko li ñoo def nii is for a good cause ñu ko pour girls education la rax ci dooli nag ma wax lii pour ngeen understand ko don't feel ne I want to do it but I don't have the money. I'll help you here. Ni ma la helpee mooy by sharing this video, you never know. It can reach someone, and then that person will sponsor a girl. So you see, you doing that, you're actually sponsoring a girl. Sponsor girl because it's because through your this video be sponsor a girl. So you see, this is a teamwork. Let's do it collectively. The one who is giving out the money, the one who's sharing the video, and the one who is telling people. So Ben ñoo leen mën a ñëwee rek ñëwee leen noonu ñu dimbale nit ñi Faisal Elizabeth Gomez mu ne I would love to offer your girls apprenticeship at Faisal Clothing in the Gambia.
Elizabeth tamit keneen ku ñu war a gërëm ci Gambia lu baax rek laa def. Thank you so much. Borom Fasil.
Yes.
Okay, borom Fasil. All right, so comme ni ma ko waxee rek gars yi aca ñëw leen naa gis binda yi ana ngeen binda leen ne di ngeen joxe ay 10 20 pounds 30 pounds you know it doesn't necessarily have to be ne da ngeen war a joxe 100 pounds wala 1000 pounds soo leen mënut a joxe loolu wax leen ñu rek ñun ñu contact leen ngeen ko si GoFund bi because dina dem a long way pour xale yi ni tamit bu leen fàtte ne 10 pounds is $500 it's a lot. So let's put it this way, 10 pounds boo leen ci joxe rek it's a lot, it's $500. So can you imagine 100 of you giving out 10 pounds? Madam Accountant, how much will we get? Isn't that 1,000? So this is a whole lot. We don't have data. Acha Betty, do you want to say something?
No, I just wanted to, of course, Anita is very passionate and she has wonderful vision for this organization and wants to do a lot of things and she's looking at it very holistically and I love that. So it doesn't stop at just educating the girl. You also want to make sure that you lift the family up. So those are all the things that you want to do, but it will require money, right? So we have individual sponsors now, private sponsors. What would do miracles is actually to have corporate sponsors, if that's possible. So all of you working in corporate, Europe and corporate America, if you have a CSR department, corporate social responsibility department. I know we used to have it in my old firm. I'm working in a different firm right now. That you can, what we used to do in that firm is you can suggest a name of a sponsor, an organization, and give the reason why you want that organization to be sponsored from the CSR budget. Most of these corporations have a CSR budget each year. And some that are working in Africa will probably have special countries, but if they're not working in Africa at all and they want to help, you might recommend sponsor a Gambian girl, contact me or Anita, and we'll give you a good summary of what the organization is about to help you present our organizations in your corporate so we can get the sponsorship. So that also would do miracles because that wouldn't be money going, because if it is big money, it wouldn't be money going to sponsor girls necessarily, but it can be on bigger projects. Let's see, there's a school up country that is falling apart. We can take that project on, renovate the school from that money. That's possible. That's all. It's very holistic. So a village that doesn't have a school, we cannot sponsor any girl there. But if we come in, because the girls don't necessarily need money, and rebuild that school, that's also part of ensuring that the girls stay in school. So big money, we need big money. We are very grateful for the individual private sponsors. They are doing wonderful. Those are the reasons why we have Sagg now. But if you want to do more, you can reach out to your organizations to get us. And we are available.
Once again, for those of you who are just joining in, ñu fàttali leen rek ne mun ngeen a sponsor a girl. This is about sponsoring a girl's education. Ñu ngi leen a ñaax rek su fekkee mun ngeen a sponsor £10, $10, $10, 100 krona, Norwegian, Swedish, or Danish. Ba pare tamit su fekkee ne yéen a ngi Gambia mun ngeen a joxe $500 oo loolu mun a joxe loolu mooy minimum bi boo leen mun a joxe moo nag mooy li ñu gënal waaye boo leen ko munut it mun ngeen a defal mun ngeen ñoo defal loolu boo leen munut loolu it ñu ngi leen a ñaax ngeen share vidéo bi ba pare ngeen share lifin bi GoFund bi nga xam ne Sagg moom lañ am ñu ngi leen a ñaan tamit ngeen share seen page bi try leen def leen loolu leen mun nga Gambien bi ñun nañ leen try di post liñ am because gis nga when you share loolu rek yokkute la so du la harm to share you're not adding comme mel ni nekkul ne pour share it's loo xam ne da nga am pour fay pour share no it's just like you uploading your own picture so ñu ngi leen a ñaan ngeen share Sagg seen yi nga xam ne ñu ngi ko am seen page peut Anita soo leen paree si vidéo bi tamit ngeen defal seen link si yëpp su ko defee nit ñi suñu seetaanee vidéo bi nañ xam weetu xam nga am nañu Gambien am nañu xam ne they are very shy maybe they am 100% sure after this few people will contact you they just don't want to show themselves but they will contact you ñun loolu la ñoo ñaan sax ñëw leen rek in your numbers yéen ñëpp ñëw leen in your numbers ñu nekk ci window bi ñi seetaan yéen ñëpp ñëw leen ngeen jàppa ci bi because soo leen ci jàppale dina dem it is high time we do this for our girls it is high time so ñu ngi leen a ñaax rek mu ne post the PayPal account details pin it on this video yes it is very important that you do that because people can put some money in as well so loolu tamit baax na ba pare am na li ma doon bëgg a wax mooy it will be very good yéen tamit waxuma ne tamit dafa des si yéen this platform is open anytime you guys want to come you're always welcome while it will be good to go to platforms and giving people updates of what you have achieved so far what you're doing that will help loolu will encourage people to see ne you guys are doing something to tell you the truth you guys know that I have been seeing this for the longest time ever dama ma toog fi fenn ne musuma koo gis but we all saw it but we never react to it and see today man right now I'm the type of person you'll have to convince me and I am convinced from today I will do whatever I can and I will talk to few people if they can help too let them help but you guys needed this you guys needed to come out for people to know because like I said earlier on there are a lot of foundations out there charity out there that are duping people they are doing it for to gain money they are not actually doing it for the cause so xam nga loolu moo tax ñu bari di dugg si façon bu mel nii so xam naa ne di ngeen yéen a ngi face challenges yu bari am na ñu bari ñu leen bëgg a dimbale but they're just not sure so but I think by going to platforms and people hearing and you have to come out and tell success stories as well I think that will help give us videos if you have to some kids don't mind they want to do stuff give us videos show us something a girl with a certificate and stuff like that it will help people who want to do more they just want to see that this is
xanaa doo gis suñ Facebook page bi loolu rek lañ fa dee def
waxam la léegi ne dafa dee ignore
xam nga Alice fenuma waaye nga Alice fenuma léegi moom dinaa push fi ngeen waa Alice naa push
suñ Facebook page with evidences suñ Facebook page is full of evidences of all the things we do why still we can do more do you know what I mean yes
yes all right every day is a
new day ma jox idea sorry dang ma jox idea comme yéen ñu invite dinañ lijanti ba indil la biira ci suñ jig jang hay ñu ñëw toog fii jàkkaarloo yow bul wori dinañ lijanti ci kenn
wow
we want that it's open
yes bring it up
man léegi dañu ko def wé bu
bring it up
man suma amul jot bi sax pour ñëw fii pour def an update or def dara you don't have to rely on me you can tell me ne Fatmata we want to use the platform you don't have to be there man I can just be the moderator yéen ngeen indi kuy ñëw wax update it can be 10-15 minutes but
sure.
You need to keep
thank you so much for that
people will know what is going on and right now I think time is against us we have gone past the time that was supposed to be here so léegi ma bàyyi la ñu tàggatoo waaye bala ñu tàggatoo tamit waaw lan ngeen bëgg a tàggatoo yee
I would like to say with any charity, foundation, non-profits, the one thing that people ask is, where is my money going?
Yes.
That is the one thing that is the one question. So we, Sagg Foundation, we can give you paper trail of everything of where your money is going, down to the last detail of where the money is going. And what we actually sell ourselves is 100% of the sponsorship goes to the girl. You can have direct communication with the family if you wish. Some people decline, but if you wish, you can have direct communication. And then the third is the 100% is directly paid to the school. You know, that's another one. Those are our 3 selling points. 100% sponsorship goes to the girl, direct communication, so you can be having updates about the girl, and then direct payment to the school, and all receipts are sent to you. You know, so those are our selling points. And also all the successes and the milestone and all the things we are doing now, we couldn't have done without the Gambians embracing this thing. You know, Gambians have embraced it and made it their own. People are doing amazing things. Some people are parting with so much money every, you know, school term to pay. If the Gambians hasn't embraced it, I don't think the other outsiders or people would come on to want to do anything with us. So we are saying thank you, because everything that we've achieved is all done by Gambians. It's amazing because we know our own problems. Gambians, we know our problems. We know the problems that charities have been having in Gambia. We know the problems they've been having. We know that the money is not going in the right place. We know that before the money reaches to the recipient, it's next to nothing. But this one, we are ensuring that it's going exactly where it's supposed to go, to education resources, and that's it. So, and we are very happy, the team, you know, to make this thing run so people can come on board and support as much as they can. That's why we're doing it on a voluntary basis. We are passionate about what we do, and we have plans to do something bigger and better, but for now we're taking baby steps, and we are encouraging people to come and serve in any capacity they want to, in any area that they want to. Maybe there's something that we've been spoken here that we are not doing and someone out there knows about it. They can share ideas with us. We can collaborate. The other thing is, you know, we cannot solve every problem in Gambia. Sponsor a Gambian Girl cannot do it. You know, we're just focusing in one area, but we can collaborate with other girls' education group, under gender-based groups, you know, so together we can make much more impact, because I believe in that we cannot be working in silos, because when you work in silos, everybody's doing their own little thing. But when we bring our strengths together and we collaborate in different areas, then we can make much more impact like that. But for everything, I'm just saying thank you to every Gambian out there, those that share our posts, those that help us, those that, you know, are viewing and seeing what we are doing. Because in marketing, there is one thing that, you know, you just don't put an advert there and think that people will respond to it immediately. No, it might take someone 2 years for them to react to your advert. So the thing is, you get it out there and get the awareness out there, and people at their own time, when they're comfortable, they will approach you. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Betty?
Yes, it's very hard to follow Anita. I just want to say, repeat, I guess, the fact that Sponsor a Gambian Girl is 100% Gambian. This is your own. One of the things, like I mentioned in the beginning, that attracted me to the organization is that I have wanted to do exactly that, and I tried to do it, but the organization that I chose didn't have any girls, any organization in Gambia, any link in Gambia. So the closest I got was Casamance in Senegal. I did that until the girl finished, and then so this is 100% Gambian. You know the people involved in the organization. If this goes big and gets better and gets professional, it is for Gambia. The Gambia is in the name. So this is your organization. You can come on board. I mean, Anita has been exemplary. I have seen people, Gambians, create things and they have fallen apart because they have been very jealously guiding the thing, and it's all about me and making it as they want to be associated with the glory and alone, and that has failed. I have been involved. I don't have to name names. They know themselves. So that's one of the things that has made this successful. So if anyone is wondering why is Sponsor Gambian Girl successful, is because Anita just said, I have the idea, but I don't own the product. This is for everyone. So she's taking on board 100% all the ideas. She checks above and beyond on everything that she's doing and makes sure that the trustees is not just there for sure, but it's actively the ones making the decisions in the organization. So I just want to thank her for that. She's actually a role model for people that want to start something in Gambia and do not know how to go about it, or their egos are getting in the way. She can advise because there's no ego involved. I just have to say that.
All right, guys, fii laa suma samba mbayaan bi di ñëwee nag ma remind naa leen mi jot a dugg si léegi béti boo ma réyee rek ma stop de boo ma réyee rek ma stop
bàyyi na
samba mbayaan bi nag fii la dugg si nag guys yéen mi jot a dugg si léegi di seetaan tey suñu waxtaan bi du dara waxtaan bu neex la rek pour yokkandiku si nga xam ne éducation bi nga xam ne moom moo nekk Gambia ñii nag moom mbootaay boo xam ne moom lañ boot ñu ko ooyee sponsor a girl mooy maanaam nga jàppale xale bu jigéen pour ñu dal di ko jàngal ba jàngam jeex te ñoom nuñ ko waxee rek mooy ne dara tuutiwul ngeen ko $500 si baax na ngeen joxe £10 baax na ngeen joxe $10 baax na ngeen joxe €10 baax na is up to you li ngeen bëgg a joxe rek joxe leen ko pour dimbale xale bu jigéen jàngaam di fàttali nit ñi tamit ne bu leen em ci xaalis bi rek bu fekkee mun leen a joxe xaalis bi am na ñu nga xam ne xam nañ ay nit yu nga xam ne mun leen a jox stationaries it's important boobu tamit boo leen ko mënee joxe leen ko fu waaye mën a nekk si àddina rek soxla nañ ko parce que suñu sponsor a girl come on book si la bokka pencil si la bokka pen si la bokka bag si la bokka uniforme si la bokka lépp loo xam ne am nga ko te mu ngi si sa position te nga xam ne mun nga koo joxee yaa ngi ko teg sa kër oo xam nga nit koo xam ne am na contact Gambien bi maa ngi leen ay ñaax am na ñu nga xam ne dañ xarañ am ngeen nit yu am contact xam ngeen nit yoo xam ne ñu ngi liggéey si stationery wall bi soo léegi contact leen ngeen wax leen ne ñëw naa come across naa benn foundation boo xam ne ci lii la ñuy def lii la ñuy yëngu su ko defee ngeen sàmm mbayaan foofu yéen tamit ngeen dimbalee xale bu jigéen pour éducation am ma delluwaat ci comme ni ma ko waxee woon bu fekkee ne nag joxe xaalis bi tam métti na ci yow shareal vidéo bi soo share vidéo bi tamit shareal Sagg seen GoFundMe bi soo share boobu mun ngaa dem seen page bi lépp luñ fa am share ko laagal page bi before you even sponsor pour nga xam ne ñii li ñuy def dañ ko teg ci yoon demal ci page bi nga xoolal ko sa boppa because dañ ne nit ki daal nga seedal sa boppa dara moo gën nit ku la ko jottali kon nag ñi am nañ seen page nekku ne lii ay caaxaan la parce que ñaari at la man moom tey for the first time moo ko musuma recommend benn foundation musuma toog kenn musuma toog ma toog on social media su dee suma voice bu ndaw bii mu ngi dem fu sori this is the first one may recommend na nit ñi ne when you put your money into this foundation it will go to the right girl and it will make a huge difference to see our society because these girls are not only doing it for the greater Banjul area at Serekunda, they are going up country. They're going up there. And you know what? It is, I wouldn't say it's a shame, but then again, it's a shame. Since they started, it's 120 kids that claim Muna Am. So we have been challenged to go for 200 by July. Why Kina Betty? Don't let the meet it up. Yoko for August. Why Betty? That's for August.
July.
Mom nag akula waaw so Betty mu ne 200 la buga te foog naa ne sax 200 bi wàññeeku na léegi because gis na ñi nga xam ne joxeen Omar Dramé joxeen la 10 Omar Dramé laptop bi rek joxeen la 10 Betty so léegi wàññil 10 léegi 70 la ñoo work on Marie Diouf joxe na moom tamit so léegi ñu am naka la tuddaati Jacqueline tam joxe na Salama moom xam naa Salama bii ngeen doon wax aliyeroon
yes girl hello girl
Salama mu ne educate a girl equals to educate a nation I like that so come on guys I know that we can do this maa ngi leen a ñaax def leen ko te doo leen ko réccu soo leen ko defee man óor na ma ne doo leen ko réccu comme lu ma waxee mooy def one boo xam ne mun naa ko recommend te mun naa ko so from now on I am going to push it whether you guys put some money in or not whether I put in some money or not I am going to share whatever they have whether they invite me to read or not dama ne ci loo bokk kenn du la ci oo kon gaa ñi jërëjëf si ñëw bi yéen tamit kontaan naa trop ngeen ñëw suma plateforme nag share lii ak man appreciate naa ko trop comme ma ko wax Erin Media seen kër la saa yoo leen bëggee ñëw rek mun ngeen a ñëw soo leen bëggee post dara sax si page bi you can do it all you have to do rek ngeen tag ma and I'll put it out there for you thank you very much guys for coming